Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kindness Rising. It's Friday, August 21st, and for the last time at 7:30 in the morning, let's rise. Yep. This is it. I'm going to skip the emotional damage and just keep moving on because we have a show to do. Sully, Keith, Jess, and the rest of the Kindness crew, we're going to get at it. Today is absolutely the final edition of Kindness Rising, but I don't want this next 30 minutes to feel like a funeral. We're not sitting around staring at old photographs while somebody plays an acoustic guitar in the corner. This is a finale, not a funeral. There's a difference. A finale says this mattered enough to mark the moment. So we're going to do what we've always done. We're going to laugh. We might learn some weird stuff, meet someone interesting, and spotlight people doing good work. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about life, and somewhere along the way, we'll figure out how to say goodbye to this version of the room. Good morning, one more time. Let's rise together. The Kindness Spark is rolling, and so are we here on Kindness Rising with the Kindness crew, Jess, Sully, Keith, and the one who has been here for every single show. Every single show, Mom. Yep. Good morning. My mother has shown up every single day, just like I do. And Dubs is in the house, our newest member of the Kindness crew. I love it. Dubs, I'm not going anywhere, but I am glad you're here. All week long, we've been talking about change. Monday, we talked about the door opening. And Tuesday, we talked about what we take with us when we walk through it. Wednesday, we talked about returning somewhere different, just like I am. And yesterday, we stopped long enough to look around and say, look what we built. And here we are, Friday, last morning. And I've been thinking about the difference between preserving something and carrying it forward. Preserving says, don't touch anything. Keep it exactly the way it was. Same room, same time, same format. Nobody move. Carrying something forward means this mattered. Let's take the part that mattered and bring it with us. That's what I'm trying to do here. Kindness Rising as a 7:30 a.m. Eastern morning show ends today. That's super real. But Monday morning, I won't be sitting here doing this. But I want to be super clear about something. I'm not going away. The live streaming isn't over. The creating it isn't over. Being part of the Mornings in the Lab network isn't over. And for sure, this community isn't over. The channel is going to change. The time, the format, some of the things we built might come with us. Some probably won't. And I don't completely know what the next version is yet, which is, I know, annoying because we all want to know exactly what's going to happen. Preferably 90 days in advance with a color-coded binder. No, but that's not the way it works. Maybe there's something appropriate about ending a show called Kindness Rising after spending months talking about playing without a net. I'm saying I don't know everything that happens next, but I do know a few things for sure. I will keep showing up. I will keep building a community. I will keep talking about leadership, kindness, curiosity, culture, music, and the strange things that humans do, and all the things we can learn from it. I don't need to preserve Kindness Rising to prove it matters. It matters because it changed something. It changed me. It changed my routine, my confidence, my creative life. Giving me a language of ideas that I've been carrying around for years that helped me make Without a Net real. And most importantly, it connected me with you, every single one of you who comes, whether it's for a minute or the full half hour, subscribing to the channel, getting involved. Each one of you I carry with me wherever I go now. So today I'm not asking, well, how do I keep this exactly the same? I'm asking, what do I preserve that comes with me? Curiosity, I'm bringing it. The humor, I'm bringing it. The willingness to admit what I don't know, I'm bringing that too. Yep. Kindness is not soft. It's not the decorative kind. I'm talking about the kindness that notices, asks and listens, speaks honestly, and makes room and shows up. Yep, that's what I'm going to keep doing. We're taking that, and that's what it means to carry something forward, not freezing in place, but letting it keep becoming something. And that's what we'll do. Thank you, everyone, for all the comments. I appreciate every single one of you. There are so many things that I can say. Great. Jess, awesome. You've changed me too. Yep, I'm going to put those comments on the stage today. You've changed me too, Jess. I'll never forget, Jess, the day that I decided I'm going to make some changes in the studio. And it was like a Saturday morning, and I'm going to click live and do it live. And you were there, Jess. And you helped me through it. You helped me make decisions about what's hanging on the walls and how we're doing things and learning together. That is a memory that I will carry forward with me. And I'll talk about some of you others too and the things that you brought to me. But first, let's get to that first clue. We're not going to stop the train of the who in the world are we talking about every day on Kindness Rising, today being the last day. I think this is something I'm going to carry with me, though, because I love doing it. Three clues to get you started thinking about someone who might be related to the topic for today. And, of course, here we are. Our first clue, maybe. Let's get Jess off of there. I appreciate you so much. All right. Before becoming an international television star, he was a local weatherman, delivering more personality than predictions. Before becoming an international TV star, he was a weatherman. And yes, Dubs, Without a Net is certainly inspired by the Grateful Dead album of the same name. Little secret, that's not a secret anymore because I'm telling it. The version of Looks Like Rain from that album, Dubs, if you have access to it, that was a life-changing recording for me. I'm not going to get into the details, but I believe, especially if you listen to the last 2.5 or 3 minutes of the song, which sounds ridiculous because, the Grateful Dead play 30-minute songs or whatever. The last 2 or 3 minutes of that version of that song with Bobby singing and Jerry playing his rain guitar. I think to me, it's one of the best pieces of recorded music the Grateful Dead ever put out. Live music, actually. All right. That wasn't why I came here. Yes, you know it, Dubs. It's the best. Love it. All right. So you got a clue, and now we're going to roll into our spotlight. The final morning spotlight. Yep. Every day on Kindness Rising, we talk about good people doing good work for other good people, and today is no different. For the final Kindness Spotlight, I wanted something simple, something that somehow captures a lot of what we've been talking about here, and I think I found an organization that does that for us. The name of the organization is Sidewalk Talk, and their model is almost ridiculously straightforward. They put chairs on sidewalks and invite people to sit down and talk. That's it. Not we're going to diagnose you or we're going to fix you in 7 minutes or download your app and enter your credit card if you want to play. No, it's you talk, we listen. Volunteers create these little listening spaces in public places and give people a chance to be heard. Not a big production, no microphone, no recording, just one person willing to ask and one person willing to listen. And that's incredibly powerful because we live in a world where everybody has a platform and somehow a lot of people still don't feel heard. It's true. Real listening is different from waiting for your turn to talk, right? While you speak, I'll prepare this excellent response. It's making enough room for another person to exist without immediately being corrected, advised, evaluated, or turned into a problem to solve. It's something we talk about time and time again here on Kindness Rising. Curiosity before judgment, trust before truth, building room, seeing the purpose, and maybe kindness sometimes looks less dramatic than we imagine. Maybe it looks like pulling up a chair and saying, tell me, and then actually listening. I love this for a final spotlight because all the organizations we've talked about, big missions, big programs, people changing communities, we end with something almost anybody can do. Just make a little room. Listen, let somebody know they're not invisible. That's the Sidewalk Talk. All righty. Keep on going. Keep on going. Sully, Jerry Ginger. Hey, buddy. Yes, best thoughts on my way. I appreciate that you are here. Yep. Like I've said, Jerry, I'm going away in the morning, but I'm not going away entirely. You can't get rid of me that easily. No way. All right. Here we go. Wait, that happened today. All right, the final wait that happened today. I promised myself I wasn't going to get all sad or whatever for some giant inspirational metaphor. We're just going to enjoy a strange story from the world of art. August 21st, 1911. Anybody know what happened on August 21st, 1911 in the country of France? Somebody stole the Mona Lisa. It's true. From the Louvre. Not a reproduction, not the souvenir magnet, not the little patch, the actual Mona Lisa. Gone. At first, people weren't even sure it had been stolen because sometimes paintings are taken down for photography or maintenance or whatever. So it was like, has anybody seen Mona? I don't know. Did you take it? I didn't take it. Check the other room. Still no Mona. And eventually the museum realized somebody stole a Leonardo da Vinci off of the wall. This kind of seems bad. I don't know. Police investigated and the story exploded, and people actually started coming to the Louvre to stare at it. Not the Mona Lisa, the empty space where the Mona Lisa used to be, which might be the most modern thing I've ever heard. We came to see the thing, it's gone. Well, I guess we'll just take a photograph of the empty spot. The thief turned out to be an Italian man named Vincenzo Perugia. And this wasn't some international criminal mastermind, actually. He wasn't dangling from the ceiling, going through lasers like Mission Impossible. No, he managed to remove the painting, hide it, and walk out with it because he previously worked at the Louvre and knew the building. 2 years the Mona Lisa was missing, and during the investigation, things got even stranger. Because who was one of the people who was questioned deeply? Pablo Picasso. Imagine being Picasso. We're investigating the disappearance of one of the most famous paintings in history. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Picasso probably was insulted on a number of levels, but eventually Perugia tried to sell or return the painting in Italy and was caught. Yep. And what it did was it actually turned the Mona Lisa into a bigger cultural phenomenon. The missing painting became more famous because it was missing. Human beings were strange. We are very strange. And for the final time on Kindness Rising, wait, that happened today. All right, reading the comments here, I want to make sure I'm paying attention. Mother, looking forward to visiting at the close of each day, knowing someone is waiting for us gives hope and joy. You know what? I like that. And so that kind of leans into Dubs. Dubs, the ultimate answer is, I don't know, but here's what I've promised to do is show up. And I am definitely committed to Monday. Monday, I do plan. It's going to be my first day in the job, and I know, Mom, you're warning me against it, but I'm doing it because that's what it's important to me that I keep that commitment. 7:30 p.m. on Monday, August 24th, there will be a new version of Kindness Rising. Just change your clocks 12 hours. 7:30 is the time. I'm planning on it, and I will be here one way or another. Absolutely. All right. Let's turn the tunes off and get to our second clue. Did anybody have a guess off of the first clue? I don't think I saw one. The chat's lit up. It's all good. I appreciate every single one of you. Before becoming an international TV star, he was a local weatherman delivering more personality than predictions. Here's your second clue. As a judge on the Gong Show, you guys remember the Gong Show? He witnessed the strange yet entertaining human talents that would become signature bits of his own show. It's not Al Roker. You're right. All right. Not Al Roker is the answer. I guess that's an answer. That's technically correct. Reminds me of that Cheers episode. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When Cliff goes on to Jeopardy, and the final clue was like three famous people's names, and his question was, "Who are three people who have never been in my kitchen?" Technically right, I guess, but I don't think it was the answer they were looking for. Oh, my Gen X friends. Yes, Gen X, we understand finales for sure. Not season finales, finales. When a television show ended, it ended and everybody watched at the same time. There was no, I'll catch it next month. No, not that. Because Monday morning, everybody at work, the school, the bus stop, the cafeteria was going to be talking about it. MASH, Cheers, Newhart, The Wonder Years, Seinfeld, and that little one on The Sopranos that had people talking for sure. A finale was an event, and sometimes the finale was great, and sometimes the finale made half the country angry, which means television writers had successfully invented something. Social media without the internet. But there's something I miss about that. We collectively marked the ending. We knew this is the last one. And endings matter, not because everyone has to be sad, because without an ending, something just stops. A finale gives shape to the story. It says this thing existed. We were here and it mattered enough to notice when it ended. That's what today feels like to me. Not tragic, not catastrophic, just worth marking, because there were a lot of mornings, a lot of words, jokes, ideas, and coffee. And this morning, we know we're watching the last one, so we're going to sit up and notice. Gen X, you guys, what was your favorite? Alan Aldo was a guest. Don Rickles. Hey, Petro, welcome in, buddy. Steve Martin, I love all these guests. David Letterman, guesses all over the place. Absolutely. We'll see if anybody's sniffing around it in just a minute. But first, let's do this. Human beings create rituals for transitions, right? Graduations, retirements, weddings, funerals, the last game of the season, the last day of school. Should I keep going? Closing nights of a run, farewell dinners. We mark the crossings, and there's a reason for that, because our brains like categories: before, after, then, now. Ritual gives us a way to say something changed here. And that's important, because moving forward doesn't require pretending the old thing meant nothing. Actually, sometimes when you move forward, sometimes it helps you move forward better, because you stopped long enough to acknowledge what matters. Closure gets misunderstood. We sometimes think closure means I'm done caring. It doesn't. Closure can simply mean I know this chapter is finished and I can appreciate it without trying to keep it going forever. Yep, that is true. My life has changed. A new opportunity has arrived, and the schedule that made this particular show possible doesn't fit the next chapter. It's kind of sad, but it's also good. Both can be true. That's what rituals let us do. Hold two things at once. I'm going to miss this, and I'm ready to go. I'm grateful for what this was, and I'm curious about what's next. So today we mark the crossing, not because we need to stay here, but because we were here. That's the lesson in the finale. All right. We're getting deep and deeper and deeper. All right. I want to step up and acknowledge another person in our community who's been here a long time, and that's you, Sully. Sully, thank you for showing up every day, being part of this community, getting involved in the chat, and more importantly, for me personally, and maybe a lot of people don't know this, I have mentioned it before, your individual messages to me offline, the video message you've recorded for me, the encouragements in my chats and the comments, those kind of things. You are a life coach. You say you're a future life coach? Nope. You're a life coach doing the things that you have done with me without me asking, without me hiring you, whatever it might be, Sully. You've got it. You just be confident in it and go forward. Thank you. And I look forward to you being with us as this continues. You're the man. All right. So I talked about Jess, I talked about Sully. We're going to talk about a couple other people here before this is over, but the time is freaking flying, man. Can somebody slow the clock? Can somebody slow the clock? I said we're letting it go, but I do not want it to end. Maybe. There it is. All right. Time for a Grateful Dead segment. There is really only one place that I could go for the Grateful Dead. I've gone here before, but I'm going again. The music never stopped. I'm not going to turn this into a giant lyrical analysis like I've done before. The title is enough. The music never stops. Bands change, venues close, tours end, people come and go. Some chapters end in ways nobody wanted, and others because it is simply time. Right? Shane Sight, Mom, we know that one. Shane Sight, it's time. But the music keeps finding another room, another player, another listener, another night. And I keep thinking back to Monday when we talked about the compact disc, right? The format changed, but the music kept playing. That's probably the best metaphor I can give you for what I'm hoping happens here. Kindness Rising at 7:30 in the morning was a format, a meaningful one to me, and I hope to you too. But it was never the music. The music's the conversation, the curiosity, the connection, the humor, the willingness to ask one more question, and the idea that maybe we can build rooms where people don't have to pretend to be something that they're not. That keeps going. A different time, a different format, maybe even a different name. It doesn't matter, but if we do this right, the music will never stop. That's the Grateful Dead connection to what we're doing today. All right. One more person I got to acknowledge. Gene the Dancing Machine. Yeah, Jerry. All right. I'll acknowledge you too. Everybody's here, so I got to do it. Jerry Ginger, I appreciate you. I appreciate your peaceful walks through nature, your willingness to put yourself out there, the creativity that you're putting out there, showing up here. I never know when a little Jerry Ginger video is going to show up in my YouTube, but I watch them all. That little gingerbread guy keeps us going. Keep us posted on what you're doing using AI, using video. I noticed, Jerry, and you're doing awesome. I'm here for you if ever you need. Thanks, Jerry. And I want to acknowledge Dubs, who's one of our most recent kindness crew. Dubs, we met through Susie Q, right? The Grateful Dead connection. I'm so glad that you've chosen to join me. We met in one of my random lives at the piano, which may become part of what I do too. And your knowledge, your willingness to say, I said I wasn't going to get emotional. I love you, man. Some dude on the internet. Thank you. All right. Let's get to clue 3, even though somebody's already guessed it, and you will see who it is. Before becoming an international TV star, he was a local weatherman delivering more personality than predictions. As a judge on The Gong Show, he witnessed strange yet entertaining human talents that would become signature bits of his own show. And lastly, at Ears Up, I think it was Jess that already put his name in the chat, and I think everybody will get it from this. Why is my voice doing that? Top 10 list, stupid pet tricks, and an unmistakable gap tooth grid made him a late night TV fixture for 30 plus years. All right, let's get to the final compass. The final compass. It's the final compass. I got to keep coming back to the lantern. It's been sitting here show after show, part of the visual language of kindness rising. And today, I think I know what I want it to mean. The lantern, that little lamp in the back. Keep the light on, please. Not for me, for somebody else. Be the person who makes the room a little safer, the conversation a little more human, the disagreement a little less cruel, or the workplace a little more honest. Notice who's standing outside the circle. Pull up a chair and ask another question. Listen longer than is comfortable. Tell the truth without using the truth as a weapon. Make it easier for somebody else to show up real. You don't need a show. You don't need a microphone. It just gets in the way anyway. You don't need followers. You don't need anyone to know you did it. Just keep the light on for somebody else. That's your final kindness compass. Before I get to the, good Lord, having trouble keeping up. All right. Yeah, there's plenty of room, Jerry, for sure. One last person I have to acknowledge for sure, I think. Well, two last people. I already mentioned my mother, and I'll mention her one more time. That's it. I'll just mention you every day. Thanks for being a model of steadfast love. That's it. And the last person today is Keith. I wouldn't be here without Mornings in the Lab and Keith Billis and some of the stuff we've been through together, challenges, victories. Every single one matters. So thank you. Thank you to the Mornings in the Lab crew and Keith Billis for changing me at the end. All right. Woo! Okay, it's real. Yep, let's just switch it up. Switch it up. Click that brain off. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, David Letterman. And I picked him today for a very specific reason. For more than 3 decades, he had a daily television identity, a desk, a band, the theater, the format, night after night. And then it ended. And for a while, he disappeared for the routine, right? He wasn't finished being curious. He wasn't finished talking to people or creating. And he came back, different show, different place, definitely a different look. I think Jerry Ginger mentioned his beard. I love that because sometimes the thing you know people for isn't the only shape that their work takes. Ending the format doesn't mean ending the conversation. Yep, I'm leaving this desk, but I'm not leaving my voice. And maybe after doing something one way for a very long time, it's time to do it another way. Yep. That is the lesson from David Letterman, our final Who in the World. Thanks, Keith. Well, it's about the one thing, thanks, dude. The character, the one thing we carry with us wherever we go. All right, that's it. The final thread we're going to weave on this morning show. Let's get out of here and get back on Monday. Because like I said, I'm not going anywhere. We'll be back just at a different time. A little over a year ago, I turned on a camera. I didn't completely know what I was building. I just knew I wanted there to be a place in the morning. A place where people didn't have to be angry to start their day or afraid or divided. Where we could be curious and laugh and think about something differently. And I think that's what I built here. I'm pretty sure it's working.
and it changed me. And so now life is asking me to use it in a different way. And that's what I'm going to do. All right. No more tears. We're out of here. I'm leaving, but I'll be back Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Maybe that'll start becoming the tradition. I will be here on Kindness Rising. Until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.